So something weird happens when you try to go upside down. It's like you're on the edge of a cliff, and when you look down and your whole world just starts to swirl and spin around you, all that strength that you once had just disappears. And so instead of being able to kick up into a handstand, you end up kind of collapsed on the floor in a heap, or not even kicking up at all. We're going to get past this in 2 simple steps so that you can get your first kick up to handstand today. Before we go any further, let's make sure you got the equipment we need. A wall! Oh, and something sturdy at about sitting height. This first step might seem too easy or simple, but it's going to teach you the golden rule of handstands, and that's where I went wrong when I first tried to do a kick up. You're going to put your feet up on something and walk your hands in towards it. You can bend your knees here if you want, but you just got to remember that golden rule of handstands. Keep your arms straight. Once you're in, as close as you can, think about pushing your bum as high as possible. That way your shoulders are going to cover your ears. If we can replicate this position at the wall, handstands are a piece of cake. So if you can do that movement, you're going to be able to nail your kick up the handstand today. But to make sure that you actually do this, I know it's so simple, it's easy to skip. If you pause this video and do this exercise right now, you'll help me and that'll help you. You'll help me because we pause the video, we get more watch time, and that'll give more people the chance to see this video. And it'll help you because you'll actually do the thing that's going to give you the confidence for when you go upside down. So let's pause it in 3, 2, 1. And we're back, just like the old school TV. Let's go to the wall. All right, so for the wall, this is where our brain's going to start shutting down, panicking, and getting us to collapse. But the nice thing about the wall is it's so sturdy, we can actually over-enthusiastically launch ourselves up there, and it's going to catch us just fine. If you were to try this freestanding, you'd launch yourself up so aggressively, you'd go into a back bend. And we don't want to do that. So here the wall's going to catch us, it's going to keep us nice and safe. We're going to do this up in stages so that your confidence builds as you go, and we can really sidestep that sort of freak out as we're kicking up. All right, so when I was first learning this, I was starting in the air and coming down to the floor. But what I find is that's one of the first places to go wrong, because you're already sort of having downward momentum, you're more likely to crash into the floor. So if we set up with our hands on the floor, then we can focus on getting that nice shrug with the shoulders, tuck with the chin, and then walk yourself in nice and close. And you should feel a bit of pressure in your forearms as we've already got some weight through those hands. The next step then, we're just going to get one foot off the floor, and as soon as this second foot leaves the floor, your brain's going to go, "Ah! What's happening?" Right? So we're just going to get that over and done with. So we're here, we've got one foot off the floor, we're going to hop to the other leg, hop to the other leg. Because if we can get that done, the rest of this is piece of cake. All right, so we've had our overly dramatic freak out, it's all good. We're going to continue building this up. So we're going to have one leg sweep up and the other leg is going to push off. So sweep up is kind of like that, and a push off is like that. It's worth trying both legs because one side of your body will just feel more natural at this than the other. And for today, that's the one we want to use. So step 1, practice your sweep. Pushing into the floor and sweeping up with that leg. And as you sweep up, you should feel this other one just float up off the floor. Then to progress that, we're going to add a push just after our sweep. So our sweep starts and we feel the weight start to come off the floor. That's when you push. That's going to give you a little bit more height. And so there, the goal isn't to get all the way to the wall just yet. We're still in building confidence stage. Because as we're focusing on sweeping a leg and pushing the other, your arms might want to bend. But we know, golden rule of handstands, keep your arms straight. If we can keep your arms straight and you can get that sweep and the push, all we got to do is dial that up to 11. As much sweep, push, and press as you can. Sweep, push, press. Sweep, push, press. It's worth doing like 2 or 3 attempts here at a time and then take a little break, because your brain takes a little bit of time to catch up. We're building confidence here, and it's not going to happen just by battering it. You got to like take a step forward, take a step back, take a step and a bit forward, take a step back. We're going to sweep that leg, push, and keep the arms straight. And as we feel more confident, start to get a bit higher. Now, on one of these pushes, you're going to get up to the point and you feel like, oh, hold on. My weight is now fully on my hands. It's no longer behind my wrists. That is when we snap our leg up. And so we've swept our leg up. That probably gets us like just over halfway. We've pushed up with the other one. That should get us almost to the float point. And then as we snap the leg up, that should bring us up nice and flat to the wall. Now, initially when you try this, if you start to feel like your arms are starting to bend, just take a break. And then in the next go, really concentrate on that lockout, because if the lockout's there, this is going to be so much easier. And then do not be afraid to absolutely batter the crap out of your wall. If it's a particularly precious wall, I question why you're doing handstands on it. But if you're worried about just making some marks, clean pair of socks will do the job. And then one other thing to watch out for is, it's like when you're playing golf. If you're going to hit that ball, you want to keep your head focused on where the ball is, follow through, and then look at the ball. If you start to look up, it's going to affect your swing. So as we're kicking up here, if as you're kicking up, you're suddenly looking further towards the wall, it's going to change your whole back shape and your whole swing. So we want to try and keep that sort of eye line behind the thumbs. In fact, we could look like fully through because the wall's going to catch us here. And that might even help you get up, oh dear, fell over, a little bit further. I know it's easy to get discouraged if you don't get something straight away, but stick at this, you're going to get it. If you're doing a lot more handstand work now, your wrists, shoulders, and elbows need a little bit of care. So check out this 5-minute warm-up to get you started before your next session. Bye.